Let's be honest, gamers didn't suddenly wake up and decide to hate big developers. No, big devs earned it. And today I'm breaking down exactly how, plus the one brutal truth nobody wants to admit, especially when you compare something like Star Wars Outlaws to a game like Expedition 33. The real reason everyone hates these studios goes way deeper than microtransactions or the endless amount of bugs and day one patches. And once you hear it, you won't be able to unhear it. There's one moment, one industry shift that quietly happened behind the scenes, and it changed everything about how big devs make games. So first, let's talk about 2025 and the AAA game collapse. Delays, cancellations, and broken trust. We have to start with the big picture here. 2025 wasn't just another bad year for AAA gaming. It was the year the illusion finally fell apart. And I know it's been going on for a while, and it's probably continuing into 2026 and beyond. Ubisoft delayed everything except Outlaws. And the one game they did finish feels like it's still in beta. I'm playing it right now. Star Wars Outlaws dropped in 2025 as Ubisoft's big return to form. Instead, it delivered janky traversal, really weird on the swinging, weird mission flow, inconsistent pacing, and, stiff combat. All the things they know we hate. And the usual Ubisoft open world checklist design. One that I know some people do enjoy, but personally I got bored of after one or two games.
It does make you think of those memories.
It's like someone who keeps repeating the same formula for their homework or something. Meanwhile, 2K cancelled multiple projects quietly, including a new immersive sim initiative that had been in development for years. Sony went full corporate, relying on remasters, safe bets, and live service experiments instead of innovation. And fans noticed. Blizzard lost even more trust. Shadowlands, Overwatch, and Diablo 4 Backlash all carried into 2025. Players feel like Blizzard doesn't know what Blizzard is anymore. Massive layoffs across studios, even after record profits. People don't just have gripes with the games they're putting out, but they have gripes with the way they're working too. Gamers looked at the industry and went, how are you making more money than ever and delivering less and firing huge amounts of people? This was the year people stopped pretending everything's fine. Most people stopped sucking it up. I've talked about it a little bit already on the channel. There were games that people were creaming their jeans for ages, but turned out to be a pile of dog. The games that should have been good weren't. You know what made people extra angry? The games that did release from big studios just weren't it. This year, there's nothing to play over the holidays. I'm playing Outlaws, and that's because it went on sale for like $20. Most AAA games in 2025 felt safe, predictable, poorly optimized, designed by some kind of shareholder committee, filled with filler content, and released before they were ready. Star Wars Outlaws is the perfect example, and is the reason that I'm making this video. It's not the worst game ever. It's just so meh. For a huge studio with unlimited resources, almost. And that's what really gets me, because when you're playing it, you're thinking, did the devs think the whole time, this game will still be around in 10 years, like Red Dead 2 or something like this? Or were they just thinking, I'll get my money back on day one from all those pre-orders, and then people will forget about it? It's just a reminder of everything wrong with these big studios. They have massive budgets. They have massive teams, they have massive marketing, but they don't bring the game. Somehow, the product feels less inspired than a team of 40 people making an indie RPG. Expedition 33. which leads perfectly into the next point. The indie glow up in 2025 was incredible and completely embarrassed AAA gaming studios in every single way. It proved how they've dropped the ball. An indie dev somewhere quietly drops a masterpiece. It's going to take Game of the Year and maybe RPG of the Year. The contrast is absolutely blinding, mate. And we experienced it for ourselves. Expedition 33 versus Star Wars Outlaws is night and day. Clair Obscur is polished, it's engaging, it's confident in its design, it has artistic flair, it's unique, it has an emotional story.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Meanwhile, 5 minutes into Outlaws and I already want to put it down. There's no hook. It's technically inconsistent. It's repetitive. It's strangely empty and void of any kind of real emotion or heart. It's lacking identity. And people noticed, especially Star Wars fans. And gamers are comparing this $200 million project to the small studios that basically have nothing to spend. And the small studios are winning, not because they have more money, but because they have more vision, because they're making what they want to make instead of what they think will make money. This is why indie fan bases exploded and AAA fan bases absolutely collapsed. Big devs are designing for shareholders and to get their money back, not for the players. This is the heart of the problem. This is the part that most people feel but don't articulate. So there's a few things that AAA studios aren't doing, right? So they're not innovating. We've got so many sequels or reused IP. They're not taking risks, which is kind of part of the same thing, right? They're not making weird experiments with gameplay and combat. They're not creating new heroes or new icons. They're not building strange new worlds. Instead, they're chasing metrics and retention goals and internal KPIs. You know, chasing the money is not what's going to make a masterpiece. You've got really safe IPs. You've got nostalgia reboots. And people are just bored of it, especially when it takes 5 to 7 years to put out a game then. So the risk is gone, the personality is gone, the identity is gone. And gamers play a new AAA game and immediately feel like, yep, I played this again. This also comes back to the Ghost of Yote problem that I talked about too. So it's not, I know I'm talking about one studio here, but it's also EA, to an extent Sony, Blizzard. I give Sony a bit of credit because they do a bit of both. They give people what they want while experimenting, even if that fails, right? So the games feel samey because they're made with the exact same process. And no one game can be weird and interesting anymore. They shut all those down. And ironically, this is why something like Expedition 33 feels so refreshing. It's not just good, it's different. AAA games don't feel different anymore. There's nothing to talk about.
I'm not interested in all that. Can we just crack on?
Okay, and here's the one thing that changed everything. People think the problem is lazy devs, greedy publishers, inexperienced writers, corporate meddling, bad directors, rushed launches. But do you want to know the real truth? The sad truth? AAA games are too big to make anymore. Hundreds of artists, thousands of assets, 6 years in development, hardware that's upgraded before the game's even made, ballooning budget, global coordination issues, cinematic expectations, multiplayer expectations, social media pressure, game fidelity, 4K, 120 frames per second, ray tracing, players also wanting a game that's perfect. A single AAA game now costs around 200 to 300 million to make. A flop can sink a company. So studios are scared. And when studios get scared, they make the safe decisions. Boring decision. They avoid risk. They avoid that innovation. But don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming our expectations. I'm blaming what they are putting out. Because I would take an Expedition 33 any day over Star Wars Outlaws. So this is why big devs keep disappointing people. They're trapped in their own size. And whether or not they have pressure from us, there's no reason that games are janky despite massive budgets. There's no reason to rely on nostalgia and sequels instead of innovation. There's no real reason to fill your game with live service bloat, ruining creativity. There's no reason to lay off some of your best staff. There's no reason why some executive at the top is making a decision for a developer at the bottom who knows what he's doing, who's in the trenches with the game every single day. There's no reason why you're trying to retain players instead of entertain them. Make a shorter game. Make a less safe game. People are going to lap it up, or indies are going to cream all over you. AAA games are now chasing what's trending instead of being the makers of what's trending. So it's not gamers' fault. They're not entitled or impossible to please. They're just tired of massive studios delivering mid games for exorbitant prices when AA games come out and at a different price, I'll note, a lower price, and blow you away. Absolutely awesome, beautiful, engaging stories. So if Star Wars Outlaws has taught me anything, it's that Expedition 33 is what we want. And if big devs want to have that respect again, they need to stop chasing retention metrics and start chasing having amazing games. So until then, gamers are going to keep on hating them. And honestly, can you blame us? If you agree or disagree, leave a comment saying what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got lots of videos coming up, takes on gaming and TV shows. So I'll catch you later. Cheers.